of fucking around with porn stars. And, of course, you can listen to us, here we go, as we all know, Friday nights, 12 p.m. Pacific. However, if you are watching, or if you are listening to us, or you are reading the website, which I don't know why they don't get this fixed, we are Saturdays at 8 p.m. Pacific. However, if you are reading the schedule page, we are Saturdays at 8 a.m. Pacific. So as I always tell everybody, just go over Saturdays at 8 in the Pacific time zone, whether it's PM or AM, we'll probably be there. So we have got a great guest with us today. Beks Pineapple is with us. She joins us live here on our big program. So,
hi, everyone.
Talk to me a little bit about how you got started doing all the things that you do.
Well, it's really been a long road. It was not my original plan to, be in the modeling world, or be a brand ambassador, for the lifestyle magazine, but it kind of, life takes you places. So I actually went to college for several different reasons, and I had a severe back injury due to a car wreck.
Oh, wow.
That put me bedbound for about 3 years, and I was half bedbound for about 6 or 7 until they legalized marijuana in Oklahoma. And it basically started to give me my life back. And now I have to be careful about, what jobs I could take on. So I started modeling when I realized that I might be able to start working again, and basically started going to conventions, made several connections, and just kept at it. And eventually I got a break. I mean, it was, one of those just by chance in the last year. And it's only been in the last year and a half, 2 years that I've even considered going back to work. So
Wow.
That's how significant my injuries are. I have completely damaged sciatic nerves and double fusions and fractured vertebrae, but because of marijuana, I'm able to function again. That's insane.
Awesome. That's awesome. We have got the fantastic Beks Pineapple with us today. I love the way that you spell Beks, B-E-K-S. I have never seen another human being on this planet spell that name that way. Is there a story behind this, or are you just unique
one
and
of
just
me being
spelling
retarded.
This thing?
Not a good one. No, honestly, when I meant to put BEKS apostrophe as in my pineapple page, but I don't even remember now if it didn't put the apostrophe or if I forgot the apostrophe. And so I've been called Beck forever. Well, then it kind of stuck, Beks, and so I get called Beks most everywhere I go now, and I thought it was cute, so I stuck with it.
That is awesome. It is Beks Pineapple. She joined us today here on our big broadcast, SkyhawkAfterDarkRadio.com, each and every week. And you can also find us each and every day over there at JiggyJaguar.com. That is JIGGY, and twitching on the Twitch today with the fantastic Beks Pineapple, who is going to be part of Exotica in New Jersey, of all places, November 3rd through the 5th. And before we get into all the shenanigans that is New Jersey, or that is going to be New Jersey, how in the world did you get hooked up with Michael and them over at ASN Lifestyle Magazine?
Honestly, through mutual friends, and just a mutual friend of ours that has watched, me working, trying to go towards this, knows my story. So really I haven't really given many people the opportunity to hire me full time.
Okay.
Up until the last, year or so. Now, granted, I do have an MBA and I have a
That is
bachelor's
awesome.
in chemistry and stuff. So, like, I'm qualified. It's just that due to back injuries, I couldn't do some of the things I could do for a long time, but now I can. And our mutual friend reached out to Mike and was like, "Hey, listen, I know this chick. She's got the background.
I know some
She's
chick. Get
just
her in
really
there.
coming out, and this is your opportunity to grab her." And I was like, "I will forever be. I will owe him for the rest of my life," basically. So he hooked me up with Mike, and it went from there.
Fantastic.
And it's coming out to be a great duo.
We have got Bex Pineapple with us today. Joins us live here on our big broadcast, coast to coast, border to border on iHeartRadio today. And so, how long have you been involved in like the lifestyle swinging community?
That's the funny part. I've been in for about 14 years.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Holy smokes.
yeah, I actually, so my second back surgery is what put me down in bedbound for 3 years. But before that second back surgery, I, with my ex-husband, we entered in the lifestyle. And so it's been, I don't know, yeah, about 14 years, I think.
Wow.
So quite some time.
So, what got you into swinging?
Well, honestly, I'm pretty sure that I was born lifestyle. I was not that good girl turned bad later. I was just bad, and it came so natural for me. It was way too much fun. I didn't understand why everybody else wasn't having all this fun. So, and these things felt good. Why are we not having orgasms? I don't get it. Right? So, like, why are we turning this down? I'm confused. So, when I married my ex, the first year or so, because I was really fairly monogamous before then. I mean, I wasn't a cheater or anything like that. I mean, did I have lots of fantasies? Absolutely. And some of them I played out, but not any of the really juicy ones. And when we started talking about our fantasies, it came up and we started researching it. And of course, hopped online because that's the only way to find anything today. And we went to our first event, which I actually almost chickened out of. He convinced me to go in the door, and I'm so glad that I did because it's been incredibly freeing, you know,
Yeah.
to just be able to be who you are in areas where there's people that don't judge you. And I grew up in Oklahoma, which is the Bible Belt, and
Yes.
extremely conservative. So just coming out to the world, which I did right before it was probably a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And that was a whole nother set of liberating events, just being able to not have to watch everything I said, because I'm so heavily involved in the lifestyle. They're like, "What are you doing this weekend?" I'm like, I'm not going to tell you about the glory hole I'm fixing to set up for friends. No, not going to do that.
That is fantastic.
So, you
That
know
is
what I mean? Like,
fantastic.
that's not a conversation I can have with my dad. So, however, I will say that even though my parents are extremely conservative, now my mom, a lot more on the bit judgy side, but my father, he's unfortunately asked me a whole lot of questions. So, like, does that mean you just like go have sex with all these people? I'm like, oh God, do we have to talk about this? So,
That is awesome. That is
yeah,
fantastic.
but him and I have a really close relationship, and sometimes he'll ask me things, and I'm like, oh, Yeah, and I'm really an open person with the entire world, but when it comes down to my father, I'm like, can you not ask that one? So.
We have got a great guest with us today. Beks Pineapple joins us here on our big program, and she is going to be part of Exotica coming up in New Jersey, of all places. This is going to be This is going to be all sorts of a train wreck, I believe, at least for me, at Exotica. There's all sorts of things that are probably going to happen that I will have absolutely no control over. But Beks Pineapple will be part of the ASN.
We can only hope.
Well, I have been assured, and I have actually been personally invited by Michael over at ASN Magazine to any of the drama that I will be getting into. Please do it in front of his booth. So he's already given me the booth number and everything. So we're going to try to kind of target all the drama that I think I'm going to be involved in over by his booth, so at least he gets a ringside seat for the whole thing.
So basically, beside his booth and me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I better get ready.
Because, and I don't really want to get it. I'm sure, since you are the ambassador to this whole thing, and I'm sure you're well aware of the last couple weeks with a certain individual and other certain individuals. So there's that. And then there's another situation where I have a photographer who was kicked out of an event because I think he did something he shouldn't have done. He just hasn't ever told me. And he had his press passes taken, and then come to find out later, the people that got his press passes taken away, they did not realize he was my photographer. And they continued to taunt the photographer on social media. And I asked them, I'm like, so what did he do wrong? And so what my plan is I'm going to take the parties that are taunting this kid. I've got to take this kid. We're going to go into public, and I'm going to say, okay, you guys know each other. What the hell's the problem here? And Michael has told me, he's like, well, if you do this, make sure to do it in front of my booth.
Oh, hell. Of course he said that. Right?
So it will be... it will be very interesting at Exotica, but we have got the fantastic Beks Pineapple with us today. So this whole Beks Pineapple thing, how in the world is the pineapple thing just basically because of you're in the swinging community and that's just kind of like their unofficial mascot?
Well, so first off, the pineapple, at least to the people that I've always known, doesn't just, or the upside down pineapple stands for lifestyle, not just swinging, right? Okay. So I feel like it would be, unfair to leave the rest of everybody, because, really lifestyle is LGBTQ plus and plus, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I can hear you now.
No, you're good. You're good. Keep talking, my friend.
And so I'm very big on trying not to offend anyone and trying to be very inclusive. I do not like it when people are judgmental pricks, basically. So I would like to say that in my mind, at least, the upside down pineapple is not just for swinging, it's for, everyone. It's our lifestyle just to be free and open and who we want to, however we want to live our life with whoever we want to live it with, right? I feel like we should be free to do that.
That is awesome.
And so for me, I think I would like to expand that upside down pineapple symbol as something far more than just swinging and people, and not that there's anything wrong with swinging, but commonly people associate swinging with simply everybody going to orgies all the time and everybody screwing everybody. And that's just not simply the case, right? I mean,
Pretty much.
so,
At least that's been our experiences since January. But that's
well, I mean, first of all, like, just because I like to have sex does not mean I'm not a picky bougie biatch, right? Okay, like, let's be clear.
that is
Like,
awesome.
I'm picky as hell, all right? And so just because I like sex and sometimes I might like to take a partner and go swap with another couple or something like that, like, that does not mean that I'm just going to have sex with anybody in that room. I'm sorry, ain't happening. There are some people that can do that, and I have no judgment there either. It's just not for me. It's not for me. So for me, lifestyle incorporates a lot more, and I'm both poly slash open. I have a consistent boyfriend.
That is awesome. We have got a great guest with us today, Beks Pineapple, with us today. She joins us live here on our big program. Since you are in Oklahoma, we need to get you to come down to, of all places, Hayesville, Kansas sometime, because there is a lifestyle club down there called the Ice Lounge. We need to get you to come bring your bring the whole crew from Oklahoma and come down sometime to the Ice Lounge.
Hey,
I think you
I don't
enjoy
think
it.
you know what you're asking. Now we're this whole crew. We crazy.
Well, hey,
We get a little wild down here in Oklahoma. You know, Wild West and all.
I am in the process of getting ready to, and I can say this because we're on Twitch, we're on, let's see, I want to make sure we're not on Facebook because we don't want the Wicked Witch of the West to see it. Okay, so, Wicked Witch of the Southeast, maybe, I don't know. I really wish a house would fall on that woman, but I don't think it would happen. I shouldn't say that.
We're so lucky.
I shouldn't say that because then at some point a house will fall on her, and I will be regretting that the rest of my days. But so what I was getting ready to say is that in December, let me see here. Actually, in the magic of technology, I can actually pull up a calendar and look. I have no excuse not to have these dates. Either December 16th or December 17th, I am in the process of going to be hosting, or not I'm going to be hosting, I'm going to be shooting, we'll just say, a gangbang for some chick who wants to have like a birthday gangbang. We've got the guys already lined up, we've got the chick already lined up, we got everything already lined up. Let me know what you have going that weekend. Because I think it would be fantastic if we could get you to come down for this thing. We could even have you host it. I don't know how you would host a gangbang, but we could figure it out somehow. Beks Pineapple with us today. She is amazing, and she is going to be part of the ASN booth at Exotica. So when do you actually get into New Jersey, of all places, or are you there now? Like some of these people who have arrived like 2 weeks ahead of time. Uh-oh. I think we lost her. She's still there? Did we lose her?
Oh, I'm here.
There
Can you
we
hear
are.
me?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, sorry. No, you didn't lose me. I heard you. I 2 weeks. Wow. No,
Yeah,
I've got way
there's
too much
people
going.
like there's people like and I joke all the time, and he'll probably get offended if he ever actually hears this. But James Bartholet seems to show up to these events like a week ahead of time, and he'll be posting things like I'm hanging out at the hotel, and I'm like, dude, why are you there a week ahead of time? Like, who is there a week ahead of time?
Well, honestly, I mean, you could probably see everything coming in because there's people that come in, like you said, a week or two at a time, and if you're
Yeah.
not there, you might miss it. So it could be fun. I mean, I could see it. I just simply don't have the time.
I don't know why anyone would have the time.
Like for real. But I get in on the second, the evening of the second, and then I leave out Monday.
Well, that's good.
So yeah, so I have plenty of time to do exit interviews and that kind of stuff.
That's awesome. So what exactly are you going to be doing at this booth?
Well, basically, selling magazines.
Okay. Because I wasn't even sure what the heck, like a brand ambassador even does.
Well, I mean, it's mostly marketing. Let me just say that is what it is for now.
Yeah.
You might want to get back with me in a couple of weeks after Exotica, because there will be some pretty big announcements coming.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
this is what we are doing for the time being. But there are some other massive announcements coming, and you might want to check back with me in a couple of weeks.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Beks Pineapple with us today. She is going to be part of Exotica coming up here just this week. It's going to officially kick off on next Friday, the 3rd. However, pretty much everybody and their brother is getting into this Exotica thing on Wednesday or Thursday, or sometimes the day of. I think if you're getting into Exotica on Saturday, it's a big waste of your time, because Exotica's over on Sunday. But I do know there are people that will show up on Saturday and be there for like 2 days for whatever reason. For whatever reason, which is just, I just think it's maddening. Myself and the lovely and talented Britannica will be. I don't know why we're doing this. Well, no, I know why. I know why we're doing this, because the education system is worthless in Hutchinson, Kansas. But we are going to be driving Wednesday. Yes, I did say Wednesday. And we have to be to the Shoot Content House on Thursday. So, yes.
Oh.
21 and a half hours in the car.
Why?
She has this interesting child who has some sort of parent-teacher conference thing or some kind of crap on a Wednesday at 2:45 in the afternoon, and supposedly it can't be rescheduled, which maybe it could be rescheduled, but who knows? The way the Hutchinson, Kansas school system is, I'm sure it probably can't be rescheduled, because these people are crazy. To give you a good example of this, I'm sure you remember when you were in middle school and high school, they would have school dances for children, and it was supposed to be some sort of thing where the kids could get out in the evening and they could go to the dance, they could hang out with their friends, and they could bond, and all these things.
Oh yeah.
And they usually were on Fridays, and they were usually like, I don't know, 7:00 at night. Well, here's the deal. The people that were in charge of this middle school here in Hutchinson, Kansas, decided, I guess they didn't want to be out late. So they did the dance at 4:00, and school gets out at 3:30. I'm like, what? So, yeah, who knows? Maybe
that was a lot of time to get ready, huh?
Yeah, maybe the parent-teacher conference thing can't actually be rescheduled. So the lovely and talented Britannia wants to drive 21 and a half hours straight to New Jersey, which I got news for her. I'm not driving 21 and a half hours. I'll drive 10 hours, and then we'll get a hotel, and I'll then, sleep for 8 hours, and then we'll drive the other 10 or 12. But I'm not driving gaga straight to New Jersey from Kansas. That is not
And
happening.
I could do it, but the truth is my back's far too bad to be in a car that
Yeah,
long.
there's
I gotta be on
no
flights.
there's no way anyone that is of normal faculty should be doing anything like
Right.
this. We went to the 100-man gangbang in at the gangbang. We did that in June, and I drove 10 hours up and then 10 hours back, and that was fine, but 21 and a half straight is not going to happen. I'm not driving day and night. It's not going to take place. But so you're going to fly in and be there. There is a ASN, like a meet and greet party or some kind of. What is this thing on Friday that Michael was telling me about that you guys are doing?
And you know what? That will be something that he'll have to announce and give all the details to,
Okay.
because those are things that I would rather let him announce.
Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. We will just, as they say, watch the social media, and hopefully that will
Because
get
there's all
announced.
kinds of exciting things to come, So I'm gonna let him.
So doing all the things that you do, and you're going to be doing some photo shoots and some different things at Exotica. Besides being at the booth, what other things are you doing that you can announce?
I'll be doing any paid photo shoots, any podcasts, interviews, radio shows, and also just working the marketing with ASN Entertainment.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We have got Beks Pineapple with us today. She joins us live here on our big program, and each and every week we are on SkyhawkAfterDarkRadio.com. Yes, the world's longest adult-themed website URL, SkyhawkAfterDarkRadio.com. Friday nights, 12 p.m. Pacific. Saturdays, 8 p.m. Pacific. Or if you're reading the bio page, Saturdays at 8 a.m. Pacific. So just tune in the Pacific time zone at 8 o'clock, and we will probably be there. So with your stuff that you do in the swinging community down in Oklahoma, what exactly do you do down in Oklahoma in the swinging community?
Really, I just attend a lot of events, make lots of friends, do photo shoots, one of the things I'm really interested in doing more of is talking issues within the lifestyle as a whole, swinging, even in the porn industry, that are not often discussed to help keep everyone safe and healthy, like, STIs and STDs that no one's talking about that are out there. And, I believe that MGym, they're going to start requiring it. I heard on November 13th in the porn industry, but that was a rumor I heard, just because it's one of the STIs that is flooding the industry, and gynecologists haven't even been screening for it.
Wow.
No one, when I heard about it, we all got screened, right? Yeah. And the truth is that I popped positive on this thing called myoplasma. And the only reason that I popped positive is because I had been accused of being dirty. Like, somebody accused me of having an STD for 960 billionth time, right? And so I was like, when I went into my gyno, I said, listen, I don't care what it is, you check it. From head to toe, you check it. If you can check for it, you check it, right? Yeah. And this thing popped up called myoplasma. And from what I understood at that point, it was just a bacteria and, take some antibiotic and get rid of it. Well, apparently it's not just that. Apparently it's extremely difficult to get rid of, and you have to sometimes take 2 and 3 rounds of antibiotics just to get rid of it. Nobody's ever even heard of it. So in the small group at the time, because I am picky and there's only a couple people that I would regularly play with, so I let them know they get checked. They said, oh, my gyno said she checked me for that. Well, they get a call a week later, and the gyno's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I made a mistake. We didn't actually check you for that. And they go in, and they're positive too.
Holy smokes.
And yeah, and this is something that no one had heard of, right? And now I'm hearing it pop up, around the porn industry and everywhere else. And I'm realizing, and they're talking now about, but those are things that are out there that people need to know about in order to keep us all safe. This is a fragile ecosystem down here. This is the golden goose. We ain't trying to screw it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all better be getting tested from your head to your toe too if you want to touch the golden goose. Okay, I'm just telling you.
That's awesome. We have got a great guest with us today. Beks Pineapple is with us, and you can find her on the old Twitter machine at Beks Pineapple. And yes, that is her real name, Beks Pineapple. That is quite the deal. So, do you have like any places or anything we can promote besides ASN Magazine? Do you have like OnlyFans or any of this crap, or?
I do have OnlyFans, but really I'm more on the business marketing and advertising side of things, simply due to my back. I have an OnlyFans. I only post pictures on there, and it's onlyfans.com/Beks Pineapple, BEKSPINEAPPLE. You're going to see some naked pictures on there probably, but that's about it, because honestly, I do not have time for video content because I'm too busy with my hand and too many other pots. And 2, my focus is more towards, the business setting, more towards the marketing and management and stuff like that.
That's awesome. Well, she is going to be part of Exotica November 3rd through the 5th in New Jersey, ASNLifestyleMagazine.com. And Beks, thanks for doing this. You can
follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Both are at Beks Pineapple.
Look at that.
Beks. Yeah, so you can. I would love for you guys to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Twitter, it's a new account, and I'm working on getting my check mark. You got to go through the verification. But so I'm trying to really build followers on Twitter simply because it's the new account, and you know how that goes.
Yeah.
So it just takes a minute to get it back up there. So yeah, I would appreciate anybody that wants to follow me along the way. If anybody's interested in, putting an op in the magazine, needs advertisements, just hit me up.
That's awesome.
I'm willing to hear all kinds of offers. And the more people that follow me, the more that I will get to see all you lovely people's content and get you out there. So we'll see what we can do to help you all out.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. And we are going to go to our next guest, the fantastic Giovanni Valentino. Giovanni, you've been sitting here listening to Beks Pineapple. Before we let her go, do you have anything for her?
What's that?
Do you have anything for her before we...
I literally am glad to say that she is with ASN Lifestyle Magazine. They are probably one of the premier industry outlets of media that we have out there right now that feels a little bit more independent. And so it's always wonderful that Beks Pineapple, she's out here doing what she needs to do to support ASN, and she's a part of that team. And I got to give 2 thumbs up to that and to everybody over at the ASN Lifestyle Magazine as a whole. They're great people.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, Beks, I appreciate you making time for us today, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it. There she goes. That is Beck's Pineapple. And